Good to see you back in World of Tanks with Jerrold. Let me introduce to you our hero today. His name is Steve4849 and he is operating here MT-25 Soviet Tier 6 light tank from Soviet technological tree, and he is opening this battle with very brave and, have to admit, quite lucky spot. And he's ramming his teammates. He hasn't done it on purpose, obviously, in the heat of the battle, and when you have to escape from all these guns. If you look at the mini-map, you can see how many tanks he spotted there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. He spotted 7 tanks. It's there, highlighted at the top left corner, at the top of the screen. You can check it out yourself. And I have to highlight it straight away. But before, I have to also admit that this was a really good shot. Look at that. This tank is so fast, no one could hit it. Look at that. He keeps spotting. Now 9 tanks are spotted. Right, I've been totally thrown out of my plan of what I meant to comment here. Yippee! Right, let's go back. I need to highlight that on Orcs, normally I encourage my teammates, and normally myself, I'm going to fight section H 8, 9. Where's the bridge? The bridge side is much more important in my opinion. I've played over 30k battles in World of Tanks, and generally, from my experience, is that if the team's gonna win, that side has much more opportunities to actually use this ridge line and shoot the enemies that are going to win the city. Like, fighting for the city, in my opinion, doesn't really give you that much benefit as fighting for the bridge side. Unfortunately, his teammates, they're losing pretty much in the city anyway, and it seems like there is 2 of them, though those 2 of them doesn't seem to be actually holding up very well over there. So I personally would go basically fighting for the bridge. City is like one big no-no, especially for the slow big tanks, like heavy tanks or slow tank destroyers, because if you're gonna win that city, what's that's gonna give you? I'm gonna come back to it in a moment, because Steve is just about to kill this AMX, but before that he gave him a chance to survive, but AMX decided not to use this to his advantage and shot the ground. Probably the guy wasn't very skillful in this game. So winning the city is kind of like, look at this situation. Enemies got complete control of that part of the map, and even with a big advantage, look at that, there is 2 TDs that don't have much armor, and they are completely outspotted. This IKV, what is this guy in IKV even thinking? I don't know. So city won by the enemy. Okay, he had to take this hit for 230 HP from this IKV, and look at that, that's a joy of playing a light tank. Up the butt! And another shot. Yeah, another shot, boom, to the side. And another one to the side. Joy of playing light tanks. I really like those fast battles where everything is literally happening. And did you notice that actually this is pretty responsible spotting? Brave. Sometimes when you're playing like that, you might get unlucky, but it's responsible. It's not like he's just basically, hey, you know, old Russian method of fighting battles, just a lot of men there and then, you know, die. No, he's actually playing pretty responsibly, and observe the chat, because actually his teammates are communicating pretty nice. So the guy with artillery, the guy from T67 is writing down in the chat idiots, but in the same time Steve destroyed Cromwell, and now he took the hit from Hellcat, and again he caught out on the open. Another TD, this time Hellcat. Oh. This is the advantage that gives you mobility. And now he's hiding behind the wreck of Cromwell that he created himself and used it to his advantage. Another enemy taken out of this battle. 5 kills, 1.3k damage, and Steve is in a killing rampage here. Still, his team is losing only with 1 tank, because on some point they were losing like 4 or even 5 tanks. But much more worrying is the fact that they don't have much XP. It's like 1100 HP disadvantaged here, and Steve is using his mobility to spot the enemies and get out of the fire. He's not charging. Obviously he's one shot to everything. Artillery is missing. Fantastic spot on P43. And now this trio, the guy in Hellcat and the guy on artillery, they're communicating very well. And observe the chat, because that will be probably very, very useful for anyone playing World of Tanks. It's really, really nice to observe that when teammates are communicating. And look at that. S51, this Soviet artillery. The guy is writing down in the chat, constantly pretty much, highlighting where he's shooting. They're waiting for each other, which you're gonna see this later on during the game. And look at this little beast. Look at that. He's got even 2 Markers of Excellence on this barrel. And this moment here is one of the most joyful things that you can do in World of Tanks, in my opinion. Just wait for it. Look at that. Caught wide on the open artillery. He's using APCR totally unnecessarily, but out of excitement I'll be probably doing the same. And I did the same many times. Mopping up artilleries. Absolutely love it. Mopping up scumbags. Alright. Well played. The guy from S51 highlighting in the chat. I wanted to post a video with MT25 because it's a really, really good light tank on this channel for quite a while, but when I was playing through Soviet light tank tech tree, I didn't save myself a right client of World of Tanks, so I'm so glad that actually Steven did it. Because I wouldn't be able to actually show this battle for you, right? And it's bloody good. And it's not over yet. So now, even if it's not over, you probably can see where this is going. Like having the concealment advantage and mobility and view range. Do you think that heavy tank, even if the heavy tank player from the enemy, Rob says, I guess that's how you read it, it's pretty good statistics, right? I don't think he's going to be able to deal with all of that. And look at that, caught wide on the open. Well done, Tiger 1. You basically won the city and you now caught wide on the open, and Hellcat is shooting you as much as he wants, and artillery is pretty much doing whatever. Oh, look at that. And responsible spotting. And another thing that actually sometimes pissing me off during the battles, when people are typing in the chat, spotter, move on, spotter. I mean, spotter is not a tank. There's not a class of the tank that is called spotter. Anyone can be a spotter, including artillery and including heavy tanks. Anyone can be a spotter. The spotter is a role. The tank class is a light tank. Light tank can also play a very, very good role of a tank destroyer. And anyway, our hero here is going to shoot this Tiger, and this time I have to say that the guy got really, really lucky, because this Tiger got him in a close quarter. But artillery finished him off. Alright, so now 3 of them to 1. You know where it is going. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, because there is no need to observe how they are standing in the bushes. But one thing that I would like to highlight here, Steve typed in the chat, let's go together, even if he knows that there's only one enemy from bottom tier. It's still better to be cautious, it's still better to be responsible, as he was during this battle, spotting and destroying all those enemy tanks. And probably, most likely, the guy's basically hiding behind his buildings. He's waiting for Hellcat. Artillery is also showing all the time when he's aiming. It's a joyful moment in this game when you can see people cooperating together like this. P-43 is there right behind the building, and Steve is responsibly waiting for Hellcat. Basically, when they're gonna come together, there's no way one of them will manage to finish him off. And Hellcat decided to make the final move, and that's a victory. An obvious ace tanker for Steven, as well as high caliber for almost 2k damage. 6 kills, that means Top Gun, and Scout Medal for 11 tanks spotted. When did that happen? And this trio, MT-25, S-51 Artillery and Hellcat, they've done really good job by communicating with each other and carrying this battle. And Steve lost some credits because he's not running premium account and he was spamming premium ammunition for tanks without armor. But who cares when you're playing such a good battle? He almost done 1.4k assistant damage. And well, rate this video up or down, subscribe for more. I wish you good luck on the battlefield, and until next time.